I still remember the day my granddaughter said to me, "Grandpa, you're so caught up in the past, you're missing out on the present." It was like a punch to the gut, because I knew she was right. I'd been living my life according to a plan that I thought was foolproof, but it was all a lie. My name is Walter. I'm 78 years old, and I've learned one thing that I wish someone had told me when I was younger. It's a lesson that could have saved me a lot of heartache, and it's what I want to share with you today. I grew up in a small town in Ohio in the 1950s. It was a time of innocence, or so it seemed. I had a best friend named Jimmy, and we did everything together. We explored the woods, played baseball, and got into all sorts of trouble. But as we got older, our lives took different paths. Jimmy's family was poor, and he had to drop out of school to work in the local factory. I, on the other hand, came from a more comfortable family, and my parents encouraged me to pursue my dreams. I remember the day I left for college, feeling proud and excited for the future. Jimmy came to see me off, and I could tell he was struggling to come to terms with the fact that our lives were taking different turns. I promised him that I'd stay in touch, but as the years went by, we lost contact. I got caught up in my own ambitions, and I didn't realize the impact that my choices were having on those around me. But here is what I never told anyone. I was so focused on achieving success that I neglected the people who truly mattered. I was driven by a desire to prove myself, to make a name for myself, and to earn a good living. I thought that if I could just achieve a certain status, I'd be happy. But it didn't work out that way. I worked hard, and I did achieve a certain level of success. I got a good job, made a good income, and raised a family. But as the years went by, I started to feel empty inside. I felt like something was missing, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was. I looked around at my peers, and they seemed to be feeling the same way. We were all chasing after something, but we didn't know what it was. It wasn't until I experienced a series of losses that I started to realize what was truly important. My wife passed away, and I was left alone to care for our grandchildren. It was a difficult time, but it was also a wake-up call. I started to reevaluate my priorities, and I began to see the world in a different light. But here is what I never told anyone. I was consumed by regret. I regretted the time I'd wasted, the relationships I'd neglected, and the opportunities I'd missed. I felt like I'd been living someone else's dream, rather than my own. I felt like I'd been sleepwalking through life, and I didn't know how to wake up. It wasn't until I had a conversation with my granddaughter that I started to see things clearly. She said to me, "Grandpa, you're so caught up in the past, you're missing out on the present." And in that moment, I knew she was right. I realized that I had been living my life according to a plan that wasn't mine. I'd been trying to fit into a mold that wasn't meant for me. The hard-won truth is that life is not about achieving success or status. It's about living in the present moment. It's about connecting with the people around you and finding joy in the simple things. It's about being true to yourself and following your heart. I wish someone had told me this when I was younger, because it would have saved me a lot of pain and regret. But here is what I want you to know. It's never too late to make a change. It's never too late to start living the life you truly want. I know this because I've done it. I've started to let go of my regrets, and I've started to focus on the present. I've started to connect with the people around me, and I've found joy in the simple things. And that's what my granddaughter was trying to tell me that day. She was trying to tell me that I didn't have to be held back by my past. I didn't have to be defined by my regrets. I could start anew, and I could create a new future for myself. And that's what I want to pass on to you. I want to tell you that it's never too late to make a change, and it's never too late to start living the life you truly want. So I'll leave you with this. My granddaughter's words changed my life, and I hope that my story can change yours. If you want to hear more about my journey and the lessons I've learned along the way, please subscribe to my channel. As I sit here reflecting on my journey, I'm reminded of the countless moments that have led me to where I am today. Moments that were filled with struggle, doubt, and fear, but also moments of triumph, joy, and love. And it's funny, because when I look back, I realize that it was the smallest, most seemingly insignificant moments that ended up having the greatest impact on my life. Like the day my granddaughter came to me with her innocent yet profound question, or the day I decided to take a chance and pursue my long-forgotten passion. These moments, they may have seemed small at the time, but they ended up being the catalyst for a chain reaction of events that changed the course of my life. I think that's what's so beautiful about life, is that we never know what's going to happen next, or what's going to be the thing that sets us on a new path. It could be a conversation with a stranger, a book we read, or a dream we have. It could be anything, and that's what makes it so exciting. The unknown, it's what makes life worth living, because it's full of possibilities and promise. And I think that's what I've learned most from my journey, is that life is full of possibilities, and it's never too late to explore them. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's not always easy. There are gonna be times when you feel scared, or unsure, or like you're just not good enough. But I want you to know that you are enough. You are enough, just as you are, in this moment. And I know that it's hard to believe, especially when it feels like the whole world is telling you otherwise. But I want you to know that you have a unique gift, a unique perspective, and a unique voice. And the world needs to hear it. I think that's what's so important, is finding your voice and using it to make a difference. Whether it's through your work, your relationships, or your community, you have the power to make a positive impact on the world. And it's not about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers. It's just about being you and sharing your story with others. Because when we share our stories, we create connection, we create community, and we create a sense of belonging. And that's what it's all about, is feeling like we belong. Feeling like we're a part of something bigger than ourselves. And I think that's what my granddaughter's words taught me, is that I belong just as I am. And I want you to know that you belong too. You belong just as you are in this moment. And I hope that my story can remind you of that and inspire you to go out and live the life you truly want. It's a life that's filled with purpose, with passion, and with meaning. A life that's true to who you are and what you value. And it's not always easy, but it's worth it. Because when we live a life that's true to ourselves, we feel alive, we feel fulfilled, and we feel like we're making a difference. And that's what it's all about, is making a difference and leaving the world a better place than when we found it. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want to challenge you to take a step, just one step, towards living the life you truly want. It could be something small, like taking a different route to work or trying a new hobby. Or it could be something big, like quitting your job or moving to a new city. Whatever it is, I want you to know that you have the power to make it happen. and I want to support you every step of the way. Because I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. Because I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. You see, I've been in your shoes before, feeling stuck and unsure of what to do next. But I've also been on the other side, where I've taken the leap and made a change, and it's been life-changing. And I want that for you. I want you to experience the thrill of pursuing your passions, of waking up every morning feeling excited and motivated, of knowing that you're living the life you were meant to live. It's not always easy, of course. There will be obstacles and setbacks, times when you'll doubt yourself and wonder if you've made a mistake. But I want you to know that those moments are normal, and they're not a sign of failure. They're just a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and that you're becoming stronger and more resilient. And I'll be here to support you every step of the way. I'll be here to offer guidance and advice, to listen to your fears and doubts, and to encourage you to keep moving forward. Because I know that you have so much potential, so much talent and ability, and I don't want to see it go to waste. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you succeed, and I want to see you live the life you deserve. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want to challenge you to take that first step, to start moving in the direction of your dreams. It doesn't have to be a big step, it can be small. Just start by taking a few minutes each day to think about what you want, to imagine what your ideal life would look like, and to brainstorm ways to make it a reality. Start by having conversations with people who inspire and motivate you, and by seeking out new experiences and opportunities. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Remember that change is a process, and it takes time. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't see immediate results or if you encounter setbacks along the way. Just keep moving forward, one step at a time, and trust that you're on the right path. Because I believe in you, and I know that you can do it. You just have to believe in yourself, and trust that everything is going to work out for your highest good. I also want to remind you that you're not alone in this journey. There are people who care about you, who want to see you succeed, and who will support you every step of the way. Don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a professional. And don't be afraid to celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Because every step forward is a step in the right direction, and every success is a testament to your strength and resilience. As you move forward on this journey, I want you to remember why you started in the first place. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you hope to gain? What is it that you want to become? Keep your why in mind, and let it guide you every step of the way. Let it motivate you when you feel like giving up, and let it inspire you to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. And finally, I want to leave you with a quote that has inspired me on my own journey. It's from Nelson Mandela, who said, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." I love this quote because it reminds us that failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of it. It reminds us that every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow, and that every failure is a stepping stone to success. So, don't be afraid to take risks, to try new things, and to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Because that's where the real growth happens, and that's where the real magic lies.